Oh, hit me up with some of that thug. Yeah, that's like that. Hit him in the chest with it. One time again in the head. With Buddy Roll, y'all. Check it out.
I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'll take anything.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
Wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you heard.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot.
Yeah, check it out.
Alright, what's good, YouTube? So, it's been a while since I posted up a video. Part and reason to the fact that I broke my handbrake when I was riding trails probably 4 or 5 months ago. I had my street setup on, or my supermoto setup, and was riding trails with somebody. It was kind of towards the end of the season, and was riding, hit a jump, and I didn't even notice anything until I came to a stop and my buddy was yelling behind me, and so I turned around and I saw this, which is, if you can't tell, that is my handbrake that sheared off. What I had was a bracket made out of aluminum, and it was welded on, focus, as you can see right there. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the bike down and I am going to pull that off, because what I'm going to be doing is the COBDR, which is the Colorado Backcountry Discovery Route. Yeah, and I've actually got some buddies coming over today to hang out. We're going to kind of go over the logistics of that. So this is going to stay on for now so that I can do kind of a general shakedown of the bike. But when I do the COBDR, which is 700 miles through the backcountry of Colorado, I'm going to be throwing on my dirt setup and putting on some adventure bike style kit. I've already got the tank off. As you can see, it's over here in the corner. So I'll just go over that. If you don't know how to do it already, zip out these two bolts from your seat, take that off. There is a bolt that goes down here to your radiator, which is on the side of your tank right there. That comes off on each side. You disconnect the two hoses from your petcock on your tank. So this one goes in the bottom of the petcock. This one goes in kind of like the side back, which is, that's a vent hose, that's your fuel line. Once you have those pulled off, the tank just, and I'm sorry, these here, that's supposed to sit like this. So there's two bolts there. The grommets go on the bottom, and then there's grommets that go on the top. As you can see, pull those out, and then your tank will just lift right off. I'm gonna start taking this apart. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna disconnect the line right here at this caliper and then snake it back through. So if this is something that you're wanting to do, as in putting on a handbrake, basically what you're watching, just do everything in reverse and that'll kind of tell you how to do it. But yeah, kind of a weird video. It's un-handbraking your bike, so yeah. Alright guys, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I had my handbrake line running alongside my foot brake line back here. Let me see if we can get the camera to focus. And it was zip tied. Literally, I went through the bottom of the swing arm next to your rear shock and wrapped it around there, and then zip tied it like up against the frame here to keep it off of the exhaust. So it's kind of sitting like, that's the best thing about these brake lines, is you can actually see them. They're not black. So you see that orange, obviously. So it was like running behind the exhaust, but with enough loop that it wasn't actually touching this header or head pipe, and then zip tied up against the frame at the bottom so that it wasn't actually making contact or getting squinched in there with that rear shock. I'm gonna just disconnect it from the actual caliper itself down here. keep some rags handy because brake fluid is corrosive as fuck. So you shouldn't have a problem if you're installing brake lines necessarily. Once you're actually filling them with fluid, you will need to be careful whenever you're bleeding the brake lines, like getting the air out, because you're going to be pushing fluid out of the system at the same time so that you can get the air out. But brake fluid's like super corrosive, so you don't want to get it on your paint or anything like that. A plastic bag and wrap it around the end of this brake line and tape it up, and then I will snake it out of my bike, so off the swing arm and off the frame. And the reason that I'm putting that bag on there obviously is so that I'm not getting any of the residual or leaking brake fluid anywhere on my bike. Alright, so like I said, I got my bag here. I'm just going to slip this on, kind of wrap it up, making sure that there's no hole for it to come out of the bottom. Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to work. So when I was installing my handbrake, the route that I took for my brake line, which as you can see is coming down, straight down off the bars here, and I immediately went in behind my forks, wrapped that around the fork, right there past the top tube of the frame, and then ran this line down up against the frame rail here, and then here's where it kind of is like, alright, where the fuck do I go with this? I went, and it was zip tied here obviously, went right over the top of the carb, right through here, which will bring you kind of straight down on top of where your fork is. Basically, what I did was snuck it back up through here, pulled it out, pulled it back through here, and then just unfed everything. But yeah, so that's where we're at now. I think what I'm going to be doing next is taking this rear wheel off so that I can replace the old bracket down there. Alright, so here's my new bracket. Just got it out of the box, and as you can see, there's no gnarly carnage up here where it's all hashed up. So I actually went ahead and got the caliper on there. If you guys are ever disconnecting or taking your rear caliper off for whatever reason, I don't know why you would, maybe a change pads or something like that, but not doing it too terribly often. I don't even think you actually need to take the caliper off the bracket to change the pads, but anyway, so there's a bolt right here as you can see with an Allen head, and then this is just a pin that's in there. You do not need to take this rubber sleeve off of here. There's just a pin that goes through there, and whenever you take this bolt out and take the bracket off, you can just kind of pull the caliper free from that bracket. And then let me go turn the lights on. This is my old one. As you can see, it's all gnarled up and everything. But yeah, so that's that pin I was talking about, and typically, like I said, it's got that rubber sheath that is pushed through the caliper. So just leave that alone and take that one screw out with the Allen head, or bolt out with the Allen head, and then it'll slip right off of that super easy. It's all greased up. But yeah, so that's the new bracket. Getting ready to throw this rear wheel back on, and then go from there. My bike is super muddy and dirty, but I had a free day, wife's out, so figured I should be a little productive, getting ready for the season. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay guys, so as you can see, the caliper is on the new bracket. Everything fit up just like it should, which was nice. I know it's like, well, it's factory, so why shouldn't it bolt up? But anytime you're taking brackets and shit off, I don't know, the DRZ has been pretty easy to work on, but some bikes you take them apart and they just do not want to go back together the same way. KTMs are like that. I did some shit with brakes and wheels for the rear wheel and sprocket and everything, and changed out a tire on a KTM 690 Duke. Love that bike, but it was a bitch to get everything back together. Maybe I fucked it up, I don't know, but That just seems to be my experience with it. So what I'm doing is, like I said, that pin goes ahead and slides through there on this bracket, and then this is really the only bolt that you would need to tighten up. And for the most part, I think it's pretty tight. And then I went ahead and threw the back wheel on, and everything is spinning freely, which is good. So I think we're in business. Brakes might be dragging a little bit, but everything looks like it is on there how it should be. Those will probably loosen up once I give it a little pressure and ride it a little bit. But yeah, so let's see it. Yep, rear brake is solid, so we should be good. I'm gonna get most of it buttoned back up, but yeah. So anyway, Thor's not too pleased that he's out here in the garage where it's cold. What do you say, Bubba? What do you say? Loki, what do you think? Go for a ride? Should we go for a ride on the bike? All right, guys, I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in again. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing that seat video in the near future, but then also I'm gonna do a wheelie video. I haven't done one since I've been riding this bike, and I think that it's time that I bust it out. Got a little oil seepage there out of that valve cover. Need to tighten that up. But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna be doing maybe a wheelie video, I think, like a tutorial video. So watch for that in the near future. I think once it gets warm enough outside, that's probably gonna be the plan. If there's anything that you wanna know in terms of a wheelie video, like, hey man, I'm struggling with this, or I don't know why I feel like this, or you know, I'm pulling the clutch in and I'm trying to get the front end up and it's just not going anywhere. What's my problem? Or I'm scared. Whatever you guys have going on, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer that the best I can. And then also when I do the video, I'll try to address those. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in again. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Baby, cause I'm a thug. Baby, cause I'm a thug.
Wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you heard.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot, oh yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Could it be my baggy jeans and my gold teeth that make me different from y'all? Ain't tripping, dog, but listen, dog, I was raised a little different, y'all. Doing my thing, using my ghetto slang, and I'm representing thug. These who I roll with, watch them niggas that gon' love this.